Hey guys, so Lord here, back again with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Masters of the Universe Origins Cartoon Collection She-Ra, brought to us by the fine folks over at Mattel. And like the Ram Man we took a look at yesterday, check that review out if you haven't already. Really appreciate it if you did. I think this She-Ra is a step up from the previous Origins version of She-Ra, whether you got the first release, a variant of the first release, or the later reissue that had more gold accents on it. I think this is the best of the bunch, and while I'm a soft goods guy, from time to time, I do like the plastic skirt. However, I think I am going to swap out the cape for the Masterverse cape. I think all I got to do is pop her head off and her cape will slip right over her neck. So I will definitely switch that out when I dig my previous Origins She-Ra out and swipe the cape from her, because that's where it's at. And that figure also happens to be in storage like most of my Origins collection. The only thing I have out are the cartoon figures, with the exception of Too Bad because he's in the Comic-Con box, and some Turtles of Grayskull odds and ends, and the Steeds, and some of the newer Snake Men and Mattel Creations offerings. So my Origins collection, not exactly attainable right now, but maybe someday. You know, fingers crossed I get my crap together. But until then, we got this figure to take a look at. So why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review and take a look-see at all she has to offer in terms of accessories, starting off with the mini comic. Same one as Ram Man. It's got the flyer on the back. It's got the pamphlet for how to take her apart if you want to, I don't know, be Dr. Frankenstein and mutilate the poor woman. That said, she does come with her sword and her shield. Now, the shield is nice heavy-duty plastic. The sword is gummy. Not really a fan of that. I wish it was harder plastic like the other one. I guess you could always use the other one if it's close enough, and that might be something I do, but if it's not, well, then I guess that's just not happening. So that's a bit of a bummer that her sword is a bit gummy, and it's that weird gummy plastic that's got that waxy feeling to it. I don't know, it just feels weird. So I'm not a fan of this sword, but the shield I like, and this figure I like. So why don't we take a look at her? Looks really good, and pop her noggin off without having a casualty of war here. Yeah, I can. Yeah, she just got that little, that's a little teeny rubber clip there, but her cape just sits over her shoulders like this. She's got that double ball peg in there. I don't think her tiara pops off, does it? No, it's not like the other one where you can make it a mask. So her cape is removable. Pop her arm up and I'll get up under here. Pop her head back on. So I will be swapping that out for the cloth cape, but the skirt, I'm okay with this being plastic because the other one was kind of translucent, and you could see her legs through it. Very weird. Last I checked, she wasn't a spooky ghost, so that shouldn't be a thing. But what a gorgeous looking figure. Like, look at that face sculpt. That is beautiful. Rack's not too shabby either. But we're not going to be perverts like some of you weirdos out there on YouTube land. That's going a bit too far, I'm not going to lie. I mean, I have done some skits with Origins figures before that are questionable at best, but I have some class, alright? Some. Not a lot, some. But as far as articulation goes, her head will rotate side to side. She can look up and down a little bit. Shoulders can go up, back down, rotate forward and back. She's got a single jointed elbow that gets you a little bit more than 90, which is impressive. It does rotate as well, and she does have a swivel in the wrist with the appropriate hinge for holding weapons. Holy crap. Yeah, her hand moves up and down so she can hold her sword aloft and say, "For the honor of Grayskull, I am She-Ra." That was a terrible impression, but last I checked, I have a schlong between my legs, so cut me some slack. This hand, however, has the in and out. I think that's fine for the shield, I guess, but I would prefer it on both sides. Waist twist is a waist twist. Works fine. Hips will kick out to the side about this far. Back down. Forward. The skirt does not hinder anything, so hopefully if we get a swift wind, we'll be able to seat her on that. She does have single jointed knees, which are very tight, so I'm going to go from behind again. That's what she said. Bend them up like that. And you get essentially 90 out of those. I will say the female knees in this cartoon collection line are not the best. That one's a little bit easier to move. So you do get 90 out of those, so that's good. She does have boot rotation. And then her ankles will hinge back and forth, and she does have a rocker. And I think she's got peg holes, but don't quote me on that. She got little tiny petite feet, little pigeon-toed high heel boots. I will say, they could tighten the ankle joints on the females up just a little bit. Still, they feel a little loose, but not like Flopodopolis gonna knock a shelf of figures over loose. Especially not at this size. She's very petite. Just like the Addams Family song, petite. So, with that being said, if I can get her centered here. Ah, the heck with it. We're going to cut anyways. Why don't we move right along and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here is good old She-Ra alongside the other characters available in this particular wave of cartoon collection figures. We have Mantenna, a personal favorite of mine, as well as Ram Man, who, like She-Ra, hoyaps his original Origins counterpart. I'm just glad that we have adequate representations of these characters in the Origins scale. I think that's a step in the right direction for the fine folks over at Mattel. But despite the fact that Ram Man isn't a midget, I think he looks good with She-Ra there, and Mantenna as well. So these two out of the way. So we'll make way for our two regulars, Mythic Legion's brother Mandibulus, who seems to want to hold on to his mace today. That's a step in the right direction for this channel. As well as the infamous Elephant Spawn, who, as usual, towers over everyone because he is not a 5.5-inch figure. So, with that being said, time to wrap things up. Some final thoughts. Overall, and much like the Ram Man we took a look at yesterday, this version of good old She-Ra absolutely, utterly whaps the crap out of the previous Origins offering of the character, because not for nothing, while I do like me some soft goods, I didn't care for the soft goods on that particular figure. And if you swap this figure's cape out for the Masterverse She-Ra's cape, I think you'll be off to the races. I like the plastic skirt. I will most likely swap the plastic cape out for the soft goods one at a later date. I just gotta get to my other Origins She-Ra because that's where it's at, and that figure's in storage. So it is what it is. On top of the fact that we do have the appropriate inch for holding weapons, so she can appropriately hold her sword aloft, the sculpt on this figure is pretty freaking beautiful, if I do say so myself. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.